beat Mega Man. Yudos. I need a drink.
Son, you've got a way to fall. They'll tell you where to go, but they won't know. Son, you'd better take it off. They'll tell you what they know, but they won't show. Oh, I've got something in my throat. I need to be alone while I suffer. Son, you've got a way to kill. They're picking on you still, but they don't know. Son, you'd better wait to shine. They'll tell you what is yours, but they take mine. Oh, I've got something in my throat. I need to be alone while I suffer. Oh, there's a hole inside my bones. I need to stay afloat for the summer. Lord, I've got something in my throat. I need to be alone while I suffer. Oh, there's a hole inside my bones. I need to stay afloat for the summer. Son, you better wait to fall. They'll tell you where to go, but they won't know. Standing on the edge of the crater, like the prophets once said, and the ashes are all cold now, no more bullets, and the embers are dead. Whispers in the air tell the tales of the brothers gone. Desolation, devastation.
to this day in this gen, because good lighting can really affect your survival horror games. And I definitely think it's underrated because IGN gave it a 6.9, which is just... No, they gave this like a 5. Sorry, they gave Alien Isolation like a 5 out of something like out of 10, which is ridiculous. That game is really good. How you doing, Keith? Emily? And they're also wrong about this game too. So, take their word for a grain of salt, whatever. I'm happy everybody's been okay lately. So, my exit from the stream is coming soon. Emily and I will be coming at you tomorrow night for the late night. We're gonna play some Fall Guys together, and then we're gonna play some. She's gonna start her brand new save on The Last Guardian, because that's her current game that she's got to beat. She's got a massive backlog. So do I. Everybody does. But I'm very excited because we listed them all. We have them all in order, in a certain order she's gonna play them in. So I say we get to. Let's get, like I said in the title, let's deliver like our lives depend on it. Yes, I have a giant log. We ended the UFC stream not too long ago with a one punch knock. We're 2-0 with Girth Brown. He's the rainbow unicorn of the UFC. First one was by decision, and then my first time ever playing the game was the second fight. Had like six knockdowns and ended the fight with a one-hitter quitter in the last round. We were winded. I whopped his ass out with Girth. So let's get to the successor, the game that is, I think just because of how ridiculously deep everything is written in this game, something he has had on his mind for a long time. And he was inspired when he went to a museum and saw things called mass strandings, which is, when you see whales and a bunch of whales wash up on the beach dead. It inspired him. He said it just like clicked in his head, and he immediately was like, he started writing when he got home that day. It's you just know when you're playing this game that he hasn't lost it. He's as inspired as he's ever been. I think him and his team are as inspired as they've ever been, and they completed a true vision. And what Kojima and they said was, it did make a profit. It did sell well enough to be considered a success, but even Kojima has made fun of this game, saying he was like, someone asked him a question about, I don't know, I think it was something about sales, and he was like, yeah, I was like, we could talk about the idea if maybe my game sold better, like, and starts laughing about it. Like, he knows that his game is, if you don't know what you're getting yourself into with this game, then I don't know what you're doing. This is a game you gotta know what you're getting yourself into, and be alright with that, and understand that's a long game. It's a burn. Slow burn. But I promise it's worth it. Let's get on into it. How about, what do you guys say? See that epic intro? Switching on over here. How you doing, Keith? I'm doing pretty damn good, Keith. Doing pretty damn good, my man. Let's go ahead and switch on over here. Oh, come on, OBS. What the fuck you doing? Thank you. Oh, hello. Alright, so we're gonna go to options, game settings. First time only, show my signs only, first time only, okay. We're gonna do on hard, because this game is not difficult. Which is okay. But it's funny, because the people that every single time I watch, there's reviewers that, not that affects mine. Sometimes I just like, you like to hear what other people have to say, good or bad. But so many times I watch when they show their own gameplay, the people that don't like it, I'm like, wow, like, I don't understand how you were this bad at the game. I'm watching them fall all the time. I was like, dude, I barely fell in my first playthrough. I just think they were just wanting more out of the gameplay loop, and that's fine. I sunk into it. I was all about it. I don't know. I just feel like I completely immersed, and I didn't rush myself. And I think that's another thing is people are just trying, like those people were trying to get through as fast as possible because they weren't liking it, never like settling it in. But every time, people like rip into it, I watch their gameplay. I'm like, dude, I could just tell you were bad at this game. Like, all right, folks, let's get into it. Let me know how the volume is. The rope along with the stick are two of mankind's oldest tools. The stick to keep the bad away and the rope used to bring the good towards us. They were our first friends of our own invention. Wherever they were people, there were the rope and the stick.
Once there was an explosion. A bang which gave birth to time and space. Once there was an explosion. A bang which set a planet spinning in that space. Once there was an explosion, a bang which gave rise to life as we know it. And then came the next explosion.
Rain, heavy clothes, dirty eyes, sweaty clothes, the routine. Then I've learned to understand and know, play my tricks, fragile mind, rest your head on me, shut my eyes. I'm not here. There must be some mistake. Don't be so serious. Don't be so serious. Don't be so serious. Be so serious.
No. Oh, great. Fuck.
Leah Sado is a much better actress than Stephanie Houston, though, because Stephanie Houston's actually like more like a model, where Leah Sado is like, you know, this is what she does, is acting. Yeah, what a beauty. I can't even imagine this thing on PC, man. Emily, when we upgrade your PC, it's like, yeah, Houston, like, I think is like, yeah, prettier, but and when it comes to acting chops, there is no comparison. Leah Sado she's a talented actress. She's got some pretty good roles in her career. But man, this thing we're getting this when we upgrade your PC, honey. I'm getting this on PC because I got to play this with ultra wide support, with the better frame rate. Just, of course, it's going to look better too, even though this already is just beastly. I don't have time to do photo mode, but you know, it's just so pretty, don't you think? I mean, it's just so good, but we're gonna get out of here. Don't have time to do that. Dun, 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 dun.
We wait out the rain over there.
All right, wait out the rain, Sam. I just have to say, after seeing this scene right here so many times and knowing everything that transpires in this game, there is so much at hand that when you, of course, it's like all things that you consume. When you go back and watch something, knowing all the things that it was clearly showing to us, that knowing when you watch it again, you're going to catch things that you never did before. Knowing what those, you know, eerie, you know, clear silhouettes of those 5 figures in the sky, what that means. And when she, you know, when she talks about dooms to him, what dooms means, and what seeing those 5 entities in the sky means to Sam and fragile. And there's just so many visual cues that it's just the way she reacts to him, because she can actually see them, he can only sense them. And somebody actually, when they did a mod of this game in PC, they zoomed out in that cutscene where they think it's gone. It appears right above Sam's head. If you zoom out more, you'll see Fragile. And she actually does this before Sam even sees that handprints, because she can see them and he can't. He can only sense them. So she's already reacting before that moment with the handprint happens right by his head, because she's like, oh shit, it's right there. So it's just they do it through there. You can just tell their subtle differences in their motion capture, which such brilliant direction. This game I tend to love it more and more and more. I dissect it. It is easily his most inspired and creative game, I believe, since Metal Gear Solid 2, and I stick by that. And yeah, as you said, always graphic intensive, Keith, to the point. It's always, every time they are handed tech, they are always, every single release, Metal Gear Solid was some of the best graphics on PlayStation 1. Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 are some of the best graphics on PlayStation 2. Metal Gear Solid 4 is some of the best graphics on PS3. Peace Walker is easily some of the best graphics on PSP. Ground Zeroes and Phantom Pain, still to this day, both one is 6 years old and the other is about to turn 5 years old. Still look as good as games coming out today. This, every single release. Even Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake on the MSX2, games released in 1999, games released in 1990, other contemporary titles, it looked amazing for 8-bit. The sprites are so good, and it's always pushed higher production, next level. So much love put in, intensive care put into from the game ground up, from all the developers. I just love how, and that's just typically to go with Japanese developers over Western developers, is there's just so much more work put into Japanese games, and you can tell, and that's why it's just, they tend to be better games when I think of the best games of all time. You know, when we recollect on all the games that people talk about are some of the best ever, most of them being Japanese developed. And obviously, I'm biased. You know, I'm biased because I just think everything Kojima Productions makes is just fucking gold. And I understand not everybody carries that. It's kind of like the Quentin Tarantino effect. There's people, the people that love Tarantino, they fucking love his movies, like me and many others. And the people that think he's overrated really think he's overrated. They both auteurs, both have very strong, unique visions and presentation through all their pieces of art, and they are love or hate. Yeah, I think Japanese games handle with are usually more emotional and just are more thematic, just better. So let's get on with the game. I just had to point out that, like, knowing what those 5 entities mean and knowing what having dooms means it's so cool. Because your first time playing this, you're like, what the fuck is going on? And that's why I was so happy. That's why I just could not stop playing this game. I kept telling people that it was so nice for a Kojima game to finally come out that I have no fucking clue what's going to happen. With Metal Gear, every Metal Gear release, you're already familiar with the world and all its continuity. So you had an idea. You could base things based off things you already knew. But with Death Stranding, there was nothing. It was all speculation. And to be learning the whole time I'm playing was such an addictive feeling, especially with his game, a game from him and his team alike. So I'm just fanboying right now.
I think they're gone. What the hell? Didn't mean to grab you so hard. Tears. A chiral allergy. So, you have dooms, like me.
I've got the extinction
Damn right.
factor, but I think you got me beat.
What's your level? You
Like
can
knowing
say
what the extinction
but I
factor
sense it.
means, like all this
Hello,
terminology, all makes sense now.
What are you doing here?
Trying to stay dry. Same as you. Time falls let up. My name is Fragile.
Yeah, I've heard of you. Whatever.
That right?
What's up, AI
Silent
Campbell?
Border bridges. The man who delivers.
Delivering better than anyone you've ever known, baby.
You want it? A crypto byte a day keeps the time fall away. Wanna come work for me? Must be tough out here on your own.
Yeah, I thought Fragile Express had plenty of people.
Plenty of traitors. Not much left of us now, save for a few honest folks. And on top of that, not much left of me either.
Man,
Got soaked from neck to toe.
yeah, that's just
I
awful.
can't help you with that. I make deliveries, that's all.
This is Bridges Central Dispatch. Freelance contractor Sam Porter Bridges. Receiver is standing by for drop.
Headed into town. Watch yourself. Those things never stay gone for long. time full fast forwards whatever it touches. But it can't wash everything away. The past just won't let go. I'll see you around. Sam Porter Bridges.
I think an interesting thing that you figure out, because if you don't read the emails and interviews, you don't realize that Timefall, they think that like if you're just getting nailed with Timefall, like yeah, it's gonna be bad, of course, but they said, like they described it, Timefall upon first drop ages you. So like it doesn't matter if you get dry immediately, like it won't keep aging you. It's upon first drop, and then once it hits, it turns into normal water, which I think is really cool. I think it's a really neat detail that it's just not like this complete, because if it was this complete aging thing constantly, things would age even worse, and like getting touched would be detrimental. But it's upon first drop and like disintegrates and breaks, like I don't know, I think the cryolysis breaks from it and becomes normal water. Another thing I want to point out, that this game is like meta in itself. Like the whole point about making connections and being connected with, you know, you're supposed to feel isolated and alone, but yet you feel connected to the world because you have everybody else's structures that help you on the chiral network, making you feel like you're helping others, and when someone helps you, you're helping them, and when you help yourself, you help others, and it's a really give and take. It's anchrosynchramatic. I can't remember the type of online that it's called. Asynchromatic. Fuck it. I'm not gonna. I know it starts with an A. But that theme that constantly plays, one of the main themes of this game, which constantly expresses itself through gameplay.
Over and over again.
That's kind of hilarious that Sam just said that to me over and over again. You keep doing this shit, Fox. It's fucking annoying. Asynchronous. It could be that it's something async. Like it starts with that asyn something. Anyway. Kojima, when he left Konami, the only reason he was able to pull this game off and do what he did, to be able to leave the studio, come out months later, announce your new studio in 2015, and release it. You announce a new studio and your new game IP. He found an engine before that too. So months after MGSV comes out, later that year, he's able to make a studio, announce a game title, and release the game less than just under 4 years is because of connections. His connections of all his time in the game industry, his good connections with Sony, his friendliness with his friendship with Herman Holst, who was the head of Guerrilla Games Studio, who is now one of the presidents of Sony Studios, first party games. His connection through them was allowing him to get the hands on the Decima engine. His connections with all these different developers and these people that these being friends with some people allowed him to get access to a game engine quickly, to start developing and get people onto his team and recruiting people to be on the new Kojima Productions. Through all his connections and being close to others and making those connections, he was able to complete a goal. Something that consistently happens throughout this game. It's all about making connections through gameplay and the story that brings people forward and ascends us as a society and individuals for us to be a better self and not to fail and rely. And it's the only, being together and connected is the only way we can thrive. And this whole game was based off making connections. For it to be even developed. I think that's really cool that it mirrors his own experience. Because he left Konami with nothing besides his own name, reputation, some of his closest confidants and friends within the former Kojima Productions. There's that deer that didn't make the jump. And I want to point that I think that's a very important thing to remember, is that I think that's why he's so grateful and humble, because yeah, he left with nothing, went out on a limb, started an independent name and company based off his own reputation and based off how he's been someone who's been so respectable towards others in the game industry. While he does have an ego, of course, he's not Tori, he has to have a little bit of an ego, but he's always polite, professional, and that allowed him to have such a great reputation, allowing people to reach out to him so he could reach out to others. And it's just this domino effect that allowed this to happen. Connections, folks. And I know which way to go, I just want to explore. Is the game too loud, folks? It's just so beautiful. Hey, Siren. How you doing? How you doing, girl? Don't be so serious. I love how much Radiohead influence that Ryan from Low Roar has. You're never gonna hear a complaint about that. Fucking love Radiohead. I'm Wonderful 7. How are you doing tonight? How was your stream earlier with Never Alone? And how did you like The Last of Us Part 2? I see that you recently beat that. No spoilers here, but I've beaten it too, just so you know.
Don't be so serious. 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 Don't be so serious.
God, look at this fucking game. I love how Kojima's team went on site to places like Iceland and places that have landscapes like this to inspire, to make America look like this. Because people are like, how does America look like Scandinavia and places like that? I'm like, well, Timefall, it reshaped our entire geographic state. Like, it just Pacing being, I think, its most glaring issue. God, it became just a bog at a certain point. Bad pacing can really affect your story, and man. But I like some of the choices they did. It was bold, for better or worse. I can respect bold narrative choices.
Not the touchy-feely type.
How certain things happened, I think could have definitely been better.
What happened?
But I'll go back to this game real quick.
I'll explain as we go. Come on. Come and take a look.
I like it when things never. I enjoy when things don't play it safe. But that doesn't always mean it's good. But it has my respect.
I don't know the exact TOD, but I'd say it's been upwards of 40 hours.
He wasn't quarantined.
Not sick. This is a suicide.
Oh, Jesus.
We're just lucky we found him at all. Got him on ice ASAP, but who knows when he'll go necro.
Where are you taking him?
Again, your first time playing all this terminology, you're just like, what?
This route's crawling with PTs. Sure you can't use another?
I wish I could, but there's no time.
Then just burn the poor bastard right here.
They put all that chiralium in the air so close to...
I also wish that when you get in the post game, when they let you change the colors of... Oh, come on, OBS. When they let you change the colors of your outfit, I wish they let you choose this uniform, because I think the porter outfit is that gray with the black arms, is so cool, but they don't let you do that. I wish they did, but I'm sure someone can do that on PC with mods.
To town? Can't do it.
Better that than trying for the incinerator.
Hey, we can do this. We just need someone like you with dooms.
Well, he's already in the first stages of necrosis. If we don't hurry, this place is a crater.
So how about it? Can we count on you? Then Bridges hereby enters into a contract with Sam Porter.
Sam. Just Sam. And I can't spot BTs. Just sense them.
That's why we came prepared.
A bridge baby, huh?
With its help and you, we'll be able to stay one step ahead of them. Makes me feel like shit every time.
Well, you are plugging into the other side. Freaks me out too.
Fucking love BB.
Roll out!
Let's go, son.
Different when I was a kid. America was a country. Anybody could go anywhere they damn well pleased. No need for couriers like yourself. You had highways, airplanes. Hell, you could even visit other countries.
All right.
Hard to imagine it now. As you can see, the Death Stranding poked us full of holes. Fucked us beyond all recognition. And if you were lucky enough to survive...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Its pacing is awful. It's my biggest problem with it.
All mixed together. And that's when folks started
like, I get
up in the city.
seeing another
Couriers like
perspective
yourself
and presenting it as
put 'em on a
such,
pedestal.
and seeing the other side at what was happening on the other side of games events, that they do that in Nier Automata. Like, you'll go through the game again, but as the other character, but it changes things with different gameplay and different mechanics. So but it's from their side of things. But Nier Automata does it way better and makes the next part of it, like that second perspective, not as long. It's done way better. But in this, it's like, I get it, but you could have cut it out a little bit. I get that. I get what you're doing, that we're going back in time to see the other side of things that happened, transpired during those same like course of actions with Ellie. I'm like, but God, man, it's paced so bad.
Son of a bitch. Rainbow!
How much further to the incinerator? This guy's about to pop.
Shit. We're gonna have to cut to the BTs.
I love how much death is discouraged in this game, that like everybody knows what happens if somebody dies, what happens to bodies if you don't take care of them. So like when they said this was a suicide, you're like, oh my God, man, like geez, what could have been going on in their life for them to even kill themselves in this world? Like what happens? Because a person dying could mean hundreds of people die, like just thousands of people dying. It's crazy. It's nuts. What death means. If the game's too loud, let me know. This part's really loud.
Stalled.
Those assholes got us right where they want us. Get us out of here.
Sam, can you see anything?
And that's not to say I didn't like some of Abby. I didn't like Abby's sections. I think Abby has one of the best parts of the entire game in the Ground Zero Hospital, like with the Rat King. Pure survival horror right there. That was some of the best gameplay. But still, horrible story pacing. I love the connection that's making. I want you guys to point out something here. A lot of people don't notice this, and this is also in the game's interviews and emails. You notice how there's a color missing in that rainbow right in between? Like it's upside. It's blue. There's no blue, and in this world, blue represents the color of death. There is no death in Death Stranding. There's no going to the other side. Everybody gets cut. Everybody is the world between the living and dead is merged, and nobody can pass the other side. They go to the beach and to their own beach, and they become BTs. And there's something that happens at the end of the game that signifies that everything's back to normal. But like, it's cool. You'll see. That's for people who is ever going to play this game. I didn't mean, because I'm not going to be able to beat this game on stream. I just wanted to play it tonight. And a part of me wishes I never watched the 2017 Game Awards trailer, because this entire scene was that trailer. But I don't mind. It just would have been really cool, because really cool for my first time to experience it in the game. Even though the first time I watched it was during the Game Awards, and it was absolutely epic. I was already sold on the game. I didn't even know anything about the game. When he announced he was making a game called Death Stranding, I was like, of course I'm gonna fucking buy it. I know, Keith. Come on, OBS. But I wish I had not watched that trailer.
They're here. I can't get you out! Sam!
Shut up. Don't even breathe.
I always thought, why didn't he just shoot him when he was right there? But like, hey man, pretty good shot to wait that long because he was almost out of distance. But obviously, you're dead eye there. Hey guys, look. It's Hideo Kojima. There's the glasses. That's one of his 2 cameos in this game. It's Hideo Kojima. Aren't you getting tired of the grind? Isn't this what you've been wanting this whole time? A game over? Higgs is such a good character. I need to get a drink real quick, but yeah. It's Hideo. Haha. Kojima's a BT. Ugh. Hello, Kojima-san. goodness. Sounds good, AI. We'll be right here.